Right, let's get to rugby now, where the pressure is on Warren Gatland after 11 straight losses for his Wales team, with reigning world champion South Africa next up for them on Saturday. Our reporter James Cole was asking the questions to Gatland this afternoon. We can join him now. So James, all eyes on Gatland's future at the moment. What did he have to say about it this afternoon?
Yeah, he was pretty upbeat compared to how he was on Sunday evening anyway, after they lost to Australia. He is under huge pressure, as you say. This is statistically now the worst Welsh side in history. 11 defeats on the bounce. If they lose again in Cardiff on Saturday, they will become the first Welsh side to lose every game in a calendar year since 1937. And the 1937 Welsh side played just 3 games that year. So that just puts some context on it. After the defeat to Australia at Cardiff on Sunday, he cut a forlorn figure, Warren Gatland. He suggested he may consider resigning. He said he'd have to speak to the WRU and his family, and it looked like Warren Gatland had had enough. But today, he was still quite downbeat, but he was certainly a bit more positive in terms of his future. He said he feels he is the best man to lead Wales out of this mess, and he dismissed any suggestion of resignation.
If you start thinking about other things and going outside and talking about other things, then it's a distraction that you don't need. You just got to focus totally on preparing the team the best we can.
In a different way, then you've had no indication that you won't be
in
charge post South Africa?
No, I haven't, no.
Okay, thank you.
James?
Warren, do you still have a strong desire to continue in the role?
Absolutely.
Regardless of what happens on the weekend?
Absolutely. I understand the pressures of international rugby and performance and results, and we can only continue to work as hard as we've done. And so, but I'm aware of the pressures that decisions could be made outside of my control. So we just have asked for a little bit of time. Whether we get that time or not, we'll have to wait and see.
If you thought it was in the best interests of Welsh rugby, would you resign?
If I thought it was in the best interests, absolutely.
And James, clearly they are the underdogs this weekend. Is there any chance that Wales can upset South Africa on Saturday?
You're not going to find many people, if anyone, who's going to back Wales this weekend. It's incredible, really. They're 17-1 with the bookies to win a test match. I can't remember the last time Wales were that long odds for a test against, obviously, the world champions, back-to-back world champions. But still, that is quite incredible. So I would say slim to none. Stranger things have happened, but not many. And if you look at the Welsh team that Warren Gatland has picked, you can see why. Just look at the back line. Blair Murray, the Scarlets, 2 caps. Tom Rogers, Scarlets, 5 caps. Max Llewellyn of Gloucester, 4 caps. Ben Thomas in the centre of Cardiff, 6 caps. Rio Dyer, the Dragons wing, he comes back into the side, his first appearance this autumn. He's bringing the experience with 22 caps. Sam Costello at 10, 17 caps. And then Ellis Bevan at 9, 5 caps. By my maths, that's fewer than 9 caps per man in the Wales backline, which brings us back to the Gatland issue, really. And the question is, if Gatland were to be dismissed or resign, although he suggested he'd only resign if he thought it was in the best interests of Welsh rugby, and clearly he doesn't. If he was to go, though, and they bring in someone else, they're going to inherit the same group of players. You could argue that Gareth Anscombe, the fly half, and Aaron Wainwright, their number 8, aren't playing this weekend. They would bring experience. But there isn't a huge player pool, huge depth of player pool out there. So the next coach would have the same problem. Plus, Warren Gatland is reportedly on £500,000 to £600,000 a year. So the WRU would have to pay him off or reach some sort of agreement. That's going to be close to £1 million, plus his backroom staff. And then you've got the issue of what top-class coach is out there who is going to take on this job, which is clearly for many a poison chalice. Michael Checker's name's been mentioned. He's at Leicester Tigers in the Premiership on a 1-year deal. Is he going to take this on? So if you want a world-class coach to come in, it's very, very difficult. Are they going to get any more out of this group? You may argue, I suppose, that you might get a dead cat bounce, to quote a City term, where there might be a bit of an uplift. And the WRU will have to just weigh up the financial consequences or cost of getting rid of Warren Gatland versus the upturn in revenue for the union. But when the Six Nations comes round in the new year, they've got England and Ireland at home. So you would imagine that will be a big sellout for Cardiff, for the Prince of Municipality Stadium. So big questions, far above my pay grade, but the Warren Gatland debate will continue. The key thing here is that it seems he's going to want to continue, and therefore the WRU will have to make the decision whatever happens on Saturday in Cardiff.